Yeah, thanks a lot for your almost German punctuality. Actually we have only two last items on the agenda. The one is, I think, the most important and also very interesting by experience is the award ceremony for the top 3 projects of the hackathon. There were 7, actually sometimes at one point in time, there were 8 submissions for the hackathon. That's a record high, and that's really nearing our capacity also for the jury to absorb and to help them. So thanks for that. It shows a little bit, I know that you do not totally subscribe to Data Spaces Season 2 or Gaia-X Season 2.0, but I think that's a little bit of a sign. And let me first tell you some minor points about the hackathon, especially those who were not really engaging as a hack. These are monetary prizes, and they are awarded to the team, and you can do with the money whatever you want. I guess that you will somehow distribute it, but we do not expect that you hand over all the money to a generosity or whatever, or your institution. You can actually go and fly to Florida or whatever you want. We do not ask, and we have never asked. Actually, I don't think we even know what the people have done with the money. So that's really complete yours. And I'm talking here not as a moderator, but as the CTO and as the Secretary General. We have 4 of them. Ulrich is one of them, and Alberto Coratolo, of course, and Roland. So we can sign things even without the approval of the board of directors. So this is real money, and of course you can imagine who gets what. We have a few participant conditions. The only question I asked, we added, I think, a 6th condition. Bonus points might be given if there are silly goose references present in the hack. Has anyone discovered that one or catered for that one? If not, we leave that in until someone gets it, maybe next year. You could ask Delphine. She had some hints were available if you were interfering. So that's the rules. They didn't actually, with the exception of the final point, didn't change from last year. And we had actually an evaluation, not we, the jury, and I'll come to that later, had come up with an evaluation scheme of those 4 elements, creativity a little bit, and we were astonished the quality and the creativity of the hacks. I've been told I was, unfortunately, for whatever reasons, not able to be at the same time in the hackathon room. The functionality, of course, so that's quite a little bit of value and impact. And the jury also kind of awarded the presentation, because in today's world, just technology is not enough. So the presentation, the evangelization, so how you communicate your hack is also important. I mean, it's only one of 4, but still. And we had 4 independent judges. You see the judges here. And every criterion was evaluated by every judge, giving 1 to 5 points. I had no idea who was evaluating which. That's all between the judges. And what if you can see the faces and also read the names, we have an even distributions. So that side is, as you are able to recognize, Gaia-X Association. So 50% of the judges are from us, like in last year, Judita and Pierre. I don't want to have to do anything with the jury. That's all part of the team, closer to the code, closer to the ecosystems, maybe 50%, because after all, it's our money. And we kind of know what other members and can steer that a little bit, but 50% other are from the ecosystem. And we had always, we have one, because of the hospitality and the investment in the time and not the least money of the local Greek ecosystem, and especially the Gaia-X Hub Greece. We had, of course, one member of the Greece community and the Greece Hub, and one member of the wider open source community of Gaia-X. You know the Slack channel, of course. You know the open source community calls every Thursday from 9 to 10, and the community came up with that person. So it was also not like the CTO or Judith or someone else working together, colluding actually with someone, and then we can, that was completely the open source community. I want to stress that in order to be totally transparent, that we really, the hackathon and the prizes have only so much value if you can trust that this is not a rigged game. And I want to do everything to demonstrate that that really the money and someone else is distributing that. So that's the game, and I think we have achieved that. this is if someone who is not myself and doesn't know the flow of the presentation is accidentally typing too fast. Unfortunately, for monetary reasons, we can only hand out 3 prizes. And I will start with the number 3, the third best rated. It's not, of course, an absolute rating, the third best hackathon. And remembering that this is worth 1,500 euros. And the team which won the third place is... Please come on stage. I think it is... What is really fantastic is that this is, of course, an international team. If someone of you grabs a mic and then you can say a little bit, you will also have a presentation later on. I just have to fetch the official certificate because someone needs to make a photo for that one. And you remind me if I hand you over the wrong one and you can't keep it. So thank you for an excellent performance. So that's not an evaluation in absolute times, that's just for the 4 jurors. Thank you for coming from Japan to Athens, and thanks for the hack. And thanks for the totally up-to-date topic. You all know what A2A is. Of course, I don't have to explain it. Thank you. I don't know who is the leader, because the leader also has to distribute the money. So please watch him. And we have proof. Thank you very much. You deserved it. Topical colleague. Thanks, really. Congratulations. Yeah. You will have the time to present that. But done? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. We will invite all the teams to do the presentation, I think after the ceremony, because we need to play the presentation to the presenting room. So I will now reveal the second place, the second prize, the second best solution. And this team is also not from Europe. So congratulations. So, it is really, I think we never ever had the external, non-European members, and it really shows that Gaia-X, contrary to other ecosystems, probably really wants to go international. Thanks a lot. You will have the chance to explain in more detail what selective disclosure is. Who is the manager? Who is the boss? Bowen, yeah. And please remember, Bowen, he was not only participating in the hackathon, so he is even better than I am. But at the same time, he was also presenting and doing a live demonstration with the EDC plus OpenID for VC, and everyone who has ever done a live presentation knows that it's not just 5 minutes, but you have to prepare a lot, and I think it was a lot of hours, so you are one of the few who managed both coding and presenting. Well deserved. Thank you. Thanks. Enjoy the money, but I would give them a little bit at least. Otherwise you don't get approval for the next hackathon, which you have to win. Okay, thanks a lot. You can, yeah, I will call you up on stage to present it later. Yeah. Thank you, please. Yeah. So the key question is, who is the number 1 winner, the first prize winner, of course. And let's have a look. Thank you again. It is another agent topic. Congratulations to the TNO team. So you saved Europe. But of course, Gaia-X is international. So thanks a lot. Who is the person? Oh, I notice a very diverse team. Excellent for that as well. Maybe you influence the jury for that as well. I have no idea. Who is the person whom I shall hand over? I think you are the lead here. Yeah. Ines, thanks a lot. Congratulations. We have to smile, I think. So it's enjoy, well done. And I think it's it's a little bit of a sign, maybe we can see later on, that 2 of the 3 prize winners went for agentic AI things and how to use the trust framework. Actually, we even started coming up with a working group doing AI stuff in the architecture or something like that, because that seems necessary. Thanks for being ahead of us here in the association, but I'm sure we will follow that up. Thanks a lot. Thank you.